Welcome or welcome back to Awake and Bake, where we get high vibes and talk about the universe. I'm your host, Danny. If you're new here, hi, I'm Danny. I'm a psychic and a stoner, and I'm also on my period today. So lucky for all of us, I got a little bit of an attitude and a little bit of congestion. This happens every time. So yeah, today's episode is inspired by my period thoughts and also by a conversation I had with my therapist not too long ago. But before we get into it, you're gonna need a couple things for today's episode. First, you're gonna need something to drink because I will not be responsible for you hooker whores being dehydrated. I don't care what you drink, pop, juice, milk, water, coffee, I really don't give a fuck. And the next thing you're gonna need is something to hit, something to puff on, something to garden with, whatever you wanna call it so that we don't get age restricted. I'm hitting my new high 90s. This one is a nice live resin. It's an indica, and this is Strawberry Bomb. Oh, that's flavorful. Oh, that's flavorful. Y'all, we gotta talk about it. We gotta get into it. Boundaries benefit everybody. And I've got boundaries on the brain right now because I've been watching a lot of reality TV. What the fuck is new? And people love to throw around the word boundaries on there, and they're not using it correctly. And it's pissing me off because then they're using it in very toxic ways, and then they're justifying their toxicity by being like, well, that's my boundary. It's my boundary that I have to go through my girlfriend's phone every day. Bitch, first of all, a boundary is a personal boundary that affects just you, or like it just has to really do with you. Even if other people play a part in setting that boundary, they don't have anything to do with actually applying the boundary, okay? So for example, think about it like this. A boundary is something that you do for yourself to protect your peace, not a rule that you give to people around you. So an example that I've seen a lot is people saying, specifically men, right? They'll get a bad bitch. They're like, ooh, look at this IG baddie. I'm gonna slide in her DMs. She's gonna answer. Wow, it's my lucky day. I'm gonna bag this baddie. And then what's gonna happen? I'm gonna try to tear her down. Then they're gonna say, well, my boundary is that my woman, my girlfriend cannot wear leggings. No, your boundary is apparently you can't date bad bitches. She can wear whatever the fuck she wants. Your boundary does not affect what she does with her body. Another example of like boundaries that I think people get confused about is like, because it can be a touchy subject, right? If say that you have like an alcohol problem. So for instance, I don't drink alcohol. Why? Because when I did drink it, I had a problem. I was an alcoholic when I was a junior in high school. I don't need to be drinking. I stopped drinking by the time I was 21. Now, personally for me, I don't struggle being around alcohol. But in the beginning, I really fucking hated hanging out with people who were drunk all the fucking time because I wasn't, so I just like couldn't level match, especially in the beginning. Like I just really couldn't like figure out a way to meet them on their level because when you're sober and other people are wasted, it's like, oh, we have nothing in common right now. However, when I was struggling with that, my boundary was I'm not gonna go hang out at bars then. Not going to hang out with my friends and then not let them drink around me, not let them enjoy themselves around me just because I have a problem. Okay, so have we all established, are we all on the same page about like what a boundary is or is not? Those were super weirdly like specific boundaries. Boundaries can be with so many other things, guys. Like, all right, so we all understand. Take a hit. We all know what boundaries are. We're on the same page. Let's take a hit. And now that we have established boundaries, let's move to the main portion of today's video that I wanted to talk about because once boundaries were on my mind, I was like, I had a conversation with my therapist not too long ago about applying boundaries that I needed to apply in my personal life. And the conversation we had just was really like, not only eye-opening, but it resonated with me. I'm very much somebody who is like, I need to know what is the right or the wrong thing to do. And just the way that we talked about it, I was like, okay, so for me, that's the right thing to do. You're like, Danny, what are you talking about? Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but when I typically realize that a boundary needs to be set, it's because some type of line has been crossed, I feel disrespected in some way, or I just feel like hurt or upset, or I don't like the way things are going. I don't usually come up with a boundary about something that has either never happened yet to me or something that makes me feel amazing and good. You know what I mean? Typically, when I realize a boundary needs to be set, it's because the line has already been crossed. I'm already feeling some type of way. This is what I mean when I say boundaries benefit everyone. Boundaries are important for everyone, not just the person setting them, okay? Once that's happened, where I feel disrespected, I feel like a line has been crossed, I'm not happy anymore, Mr. Krabs. And what's more than likely going to happen, and has happened before, is if I don't set that boundary, shit's gonna continue to build up. This little issue that we have, it's going to keep slowly over time building up, and then I'm going to build up more and more resentment toward you, and then eventually pop the fuck off. And now, it might be a situation where I shouldn't need to say, what you're doing is upsetting me, so I'm gonna set a boundary or whatever. But sometimes that is the case. Sometimes the other person doesn't know, like, that they're crossing a line. But here's the thing. Sometimes they do know. and they don't give a fuck. Regardless of what the situation is, whether it's justified or not, the longer it goes on, I'm gonna go crazy and I'm gonna lose my shit and pop the fuck off on you. And now we're both upset. Now both of our feelings are hurt. Now we all feel fucking sad and disrespected. Karen. So I guess I realized I would rather somebody think that I'm like a selfish bitch and they don't really like me that much because I set a boundary to protect my peace, rather than me not setting that boundary, allowing myself to get walked all over for a long period of time. And then I go the fuck off on somebody and then I look like the bad guy, or I look like I'm not mentally stable because I had to lose my fucking cool, which took a lot of energy from myself, by the way. And now they have like ammunition to be like, well, she cussed me out, or she, whatever the fuck, she said she was gonna hit me with a butter sock. It's like, if either way, someone's gonna have an attitude for no fucking reason, I would rather just like save my energy and not like allow myself to continue to be disrespected over and over and over. I hope this is making sense, but guys, I'm on my period, so I had to smoke a lot before we started. Now I'm pretty high. Now I'm not sure if I'm articulating myself very well. And I'm still congested. Take a hit. And sometimes, you know what? I've been talking about this a lot with my therapist over the past weeks, months. Sometimes a boundary you set for yourself will irritate people. They might not understand it. But here's the fucking tea. And I don't know how else to say this other than to be just straight up. And I've said it to my therapist like 1,000 times. Sometimes setting a boundary is literally saying no to certain people or experiences or things that you have been doing for a long time. Certain people that you've allowed in your life for a long time. Certain behaviors that you've accepted for a long time, right? However, my life is good, in my opinion, because of the things that I constantly say no to, because of the things that I constantly walk away from when they do not serve me. I take pride in knowing I walk away from things once I realize they're not good for me pretty fucking easily now. And I attribute so much of my happiness and my success to doing that, because why would I hang on to something that's not serving me and that's not gonna help me be my best self currently or in the long run? Like, I know boundaries are not fun to set, but I genuinely feel that my life is good and I finally have peace because of, yes, I worked really hard, but a lot of that work was me walking away from the things that were not good for me, setting the boundaries and not entertaining the bullshit that was bringing me down and hurting me and making me feel like I'm not good enough. And I think that's why I get really fucking frustrated when I see other people not doing that. And I'm not saying if somebody does one little thing to piss you off, like walk away from them, but even when it comes to family, family is not defined by blood. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Your soul family does not have to be your blood family, first of all. Do a little research, you'll see what I'm talking about. But you don't have to keep people in your life who weigh you down and hold you down, who don't believe in you, who have nothing nice to say about you, who make you feel like shit. Don't keep them in your life. It's okay to walk away from those situations and those people. Watch how your life fucking blooms and improves. Watch how so many people come into your life and they love you for you. You don't have to change, improve yourself. Take a hit, bitch. And this is why I feel that boundaries benefit everybody. Because, number one, y'all don't need to be toxic to each other. You don't need to be putting each other in toxic situations. If you know that you and so-and-so don't get the fuck along, or you and this job don't work well, it's okay to walk away, save everybody the fucking drama. Number two, save yourself the hurt, the time, the energy, the exhaustion of taking in so much disrespect. Just set the boundary, because you're gonna have to then keep taking on all the disrespect. If you don't, then eventually you're gonna pop the fuck off, and then you might look crazy. You're not crazy, bitch. You just didn't have a boundary in place. And also, you will grow, you will improve. The stuff that we allow repeatedly in our life is basically like what we tell the universe, like, yeah, this is good, this is what I like, I want more of this. Even if in your head you're like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this, but then you just keep fucking doing it, you're just showing the universe that's what you like. Set that boundary, walk away repeatedly. Continue to say no to the things that are not good for you, that bring you down, that don't make you feel good. And watch the way you fucking rise, bitch. When you let go of what weighs you down, you can soar. What? I don't know what, I wanted that to be so like, ooh, that's a quote, bitch, very mystical. But number one, I was paraphrasing a quote that already exists. And number two, I can't even remember what it is. So let's take a little farewell hit, because cramps, dude, these cramps are coming in hot. I wish I could set boundaries with my period. I wish I could be like, I think I'm gonna skip it. I think I'm not gonna engage in something that's toxic and harmful to me. But I don't have that option when it comes to that motherfucker. That's really all I have for you guys today. Thank you for hanging out with me and smoking with me while I'm a grumpy butt on my motherfucking period wanting to talk about boundaries. I appreciate you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, and as always, stay high.